The opening act of any compelling narrative is the introduction, which in the case of Clever Challenges, Cats versus Birds and the Art of Outsmarting Each Other, sets the stage for a timeless rivalry steeped in evolution, instinct, and survival. This introduction is crucial, as it frames the context of an ancient contest, exploring the dynamic interplay between predator and prey, both of whom have evolved intricate strategies and behaviors that speak to their resilience and adaptability. At its core, this rivalry exemplifies the principles of natural selection, showcasing biological arms races where both cats and birds constantly adapt in response to the other's tactics. The significance of this rivalry extends beyond just animal behavior. It is a microcosm of ecological balance and interdependence. For instance, consider the bells on cat collars, a simple yet ingenious human intervention aimed at tiptoeing onto the evolutionary battlefield to give birds a fighting chance. Similarly, many bird species have developed alarm calls or evolved more subtle plumage to avoid detection at the hands of these stealthy predators. Both scenarios illustrate adaptations that have real-world implications for understanding predator-prey dynamics in broader ecological studies. Opinions about this rivalry often celebrate the cleverness of both cats and birds. Feline aficionados admire the stealth, agility, and keen senses of cats, while bird enthusiasts marvel at avian intelligence, agility, and social structures that often outsmart their terrestrial adversaries. This admiration fuels ongoing fascination and study, revealing more about cognitive and ecological dynamics across species. However, this rivalry also invites controversy. Cat predation on birds has sparked considerable debate, particularly in urban and suburban environments, where outdoor cats are blamed for declining bird populations. Conservationists argue for keeping cats indoors to protect native wildlife, while others advocate for humane coexistence strategies that respect both the cat's nature and bird conservation efforts. In this multifaceted dance of cleverness, the introduction serves as a foundation linking to discussions on broader ecological themes such as invasive species control, ecosystem services, and biodiversity. Understanding this rivalry aids in crafting informed conservation policies and generates respect and curiosity for the intricate balance of natural ecosystems. By setting the stage, we delve deeper into the art of outsmarting inherent to both cats and birds, exploring how these interactions echo throughout the tapestry of life. Understanding the instincts of cats and birds involves exploring the predatory nature of cats and the defensive strategies of birds, both honed over thousands of years of evolution. Cats, as natural hunters, possess acute senses, stealthy movement, and sharp claws and teeth, all designed for the capture of prey. Their ability to stalk silently and pounce with precision demonstrates a high degree of predatory instinct. Meanwhile, birds have developed an array of defensive mechanisms to avoid predation, including keen eyesight, agile flight, social behaviors like flocking, and, in some species, alarm calls or cryptic coloration that helps them blend into their surroundings. This understanding is crucial in the broader discussion of clever challenges between these two animal groups. By examining their instincts, we can appreciate the dynamic interplay and evolutionary arms race that has shaped their behaviors. It's a testament to nature's complexity and adaptability, showcasing how species have developed unique strategies to survive and thrive. For example, house cats often display hunting behaviors by stalking toys or other moving objects, reflecting their innate drive to hunt even in domesticated environments. On the other hand, urban birds like pigeons have adapted to human environments by using buildings to nest and swiftly navigating crowded spaces to escape predators. These real-world examples highlight the ongoing adaptation and cleverness demonstrated by both cats and birds in response to each other and their environments. Support for this idea is found in the numerous studies observing these behaviors, indicating that such instincts are deeply embedded and not merely learned responses. The predatory tactics of cats and the evasive strategies of birds underscore the natural balance and tension in ecosystems, contributing to biodiversity and ecological health. However, this interplay is not without controversy. Some argue that domestic and feral cats pose a significant threat to bird populations, leading to calls for responsible pet ownership and conservation efforts to protect vulnerable bird species. Others suggest that birds have shown considerable resilience and adaptability in urban environments. an alternative viewpoint emphasizing their capacity for survival. This exploration of instincts directly influences other aspects of the clever challenges between cats and birds. It sets the stage for understanding how each species constantly adapts to gain the upper hand, highlighting an ever-evolving game of strategy and survival. By delving into their instincts, we gain insight into the broader themes of adaptation, resilience, and the intricate dance of predator and prey. The concept of historical perspectives, evolutionary tactics, and adaptations, in the context of clever challenges, cats versus birds, and the art of outsmarting each other, involves the examination of the evolutionary developments and strategies that both cats and birds have adopted over millennia to survive and outwit one another. This point is critical to understanding the main topic as it sheds light on the intricate, age-old relationship between predators and prey. It highlights the continuous arms race in nature, where each species must evolve and adapt to gain an advantage over the other. The significance lies in recognizing that the battle between cats and birds is more than just a simple predator-prey dynamic. It is a fascinating reflection of evolutionary ingenuity and the survival instinct. For instance, cats have developed stealthy hunting techniques, retractable claws, and acute night vision to increase their chances of a successful hunt. These adaptations have allowed them to become efficient predators. On the other hand, birds have evolved various tactics such as alarm calls, flocking behavior, and heightened vigilance to evade predators. Some species have even developed physical adaptations like camouflage and quick flight patterns to enhance their survival. One real-world application of these evolutionary tactics is observed in urban environments, where cats and birds continue this ancient dance amid human structures. Feral cats are adept at navigating bustling city landscapes to hunt pigeons and sparrows, while these birds have learned to recognize predatory threats and often modify their nesting sites to safer, less accessible locations. Another example is the ongoing conservation efforts to protect endangered bird species from predation by domesticated and feral cats, showcasing the conflict between natural behaviors and human intervention. Opinions on these evolutionary dynamics often emphasize the marvel of nature's ingenuity and resilience. Some ecologists view this as a testament to the adaptive capacities of species in response to environmental pressures. However, this topic is not without its controversies. The impact of domestic cats on local bird populations is a point of contention, with some advocating for stricter pet management to safeguard avian wildlife. Others argue that it's essential to maintain a balance that respects both the predatory instincts of cats and the conservation needs of birds. This historical perspective not only enriches our understanding of the evolutionary arms race, but also influences other aspects of the main topic, such as modern conservation strategies, the ethics of pet ownership, and the ongoing adaptation of both species to rapidly changing environments. It underscores the need for thoughtful dialogue and innovative solutions to harmonize the coexistence of these creatures in a shared ecosystem. The concept of the role of environment, how habitats influence interactions, focuses on understanding how different natural settings shape the behaviors and interactions between cats and birds. Environments can range from urban landscapes to rural areas, each presenting unique factors that affect how these two creatures interact. This subject is significant because it helps us understand the complex dynamics of predator-prey relationships and the strategies both cats and birds use to outsmart each other. By examining their interactions within varying environments, we gain insight into their adaptability and the intricacies of their survival strategies. A prime example of this can be observed in urban areas, where feral cats often pose a significant threat to local bird populations. The dense infrastructure and limited natural cover in cities force birds to adapt by using architectural features like ledges and gutters to avoid predators. Rooftops and high perches become advantageous survival tools. Cats, on the other hand, learn to navigate these man-made environments, using stealth tactics to surprise their avian counterparts. Another example can be found in suburban gardens where habitats are more mixed, offering bushes and trees that provide birds with better cover and nesting opportunities. Cats here might rely on patience and proximity, knowing that birds frequent feeders or baths. Opinions supporting the importance of understanding environmental influences suggest that habitat manipulation could mitigate negative interactions. For example, Wildlife enthusiasts promote creating bird-friendly gardens that reduce the appeal or accessibility for cats. However, this concept is not without controversy. Cat owners and wildlife conservationists often clash over the impact cats have on local ecosystems. Some argue that cats are natural elements of the environment, while others point to their status as introduced species, with potentially devastating effects on bird populations. Challenges also arise in balancing urban planning and wildlife conservation. While creating environments that minimize harmful interactions is beneficial, it could also restrict natural behaviors and necessitate further human intervention, sparking debate over ethical wildlife management. The role of environment directly connects to broader discussions on conservation strategies and balancing urbanization with ecological preservation. It reminds us that while cleverness and adaptability are crucial, these interactions are heavily context-dependent. By dissecting how habitats shape the dance of wits between cats and birds, we deepen our understanding of nature's complexity and ultimately enrich our efforts to foster coexistence. Such awareness is pivotal in crafting informed policies aimed at protecting both animals and their intricate relationships with their habitats.